Time to start looking at Lauma stuff. So, first thing that we need to get out of the way, okay? You do not play Aino with this character, okay? You do not. You do not play Aino with this character. Don't get baited. Why not? Because Aino is a worthless character. Enabling the new sets just isn't enough. Putting Aino on your team enables you to go on the new sets and gives you 40 CV on Lauma, but that's just not enough. Supposedly, Lauma's the first character that has base EM, but I don't know how reliable that is. I don't know if it's sus or not. But like, it makes sense because Lauma's the first character that has a damage number that scales directly with EM and nothing else. And if she had 0 base EM, you would have a 0 damage number. And I heard that she apparently starts with 200, but I don't know if that's real or not. And even if it is real, I don't know if they'll keep it or if they'll just change this and give it an attack scaling. If he has EM Ascension, that's a different thing. For now, we'll assume no, but anyways. Oh yeah, MC also has base EM. That's true, I forgot. I am 99% certain that the 2.8 multiplier is fake. I'm gonna be doing my Calcs assuming it's fake. The showcases we've had with Sig have her whole D critting for around 300k on an actually built Lauma with Sig. And if this formula is real, it should crit for 900k, not 300k. And 300k is what they're getting in the showcases we see. So I'm like 99% convinced it's just fake. I'm 99% convinced that the 2.8 is fake. So I'm just gonna be assuming it's fake for now. Because again, like, if it's not fake, she's significant in the power creep, right? Probably do craftable, not event. Craftable should be slightly better. I mean, you want to go to the new set, so you want someone from Nodcry, but you don't actually need... Yeah, no, you do need a Hydro. So you just go Aino, I guess. Go Instructor Aino, and new set Zhongli instead, then. You still get it. The Shred here, we have 75 Shred, 1.325, times 2.8. The hold E will do 1 million damage every 12 seconds. That can't be real. 2.8 is fake as fuck. This is on free-to-play weapon, by the way. Free Golembina, too. Yeah. This is not real. Shouldn't be 55. We're using Zhongli as the last slot here. Without the 2.8, right, we're nuking for 350k every time we hold E, which actually is reasonable. And also, right, if we're not using Zhongli, right, we don't get that Instructor, we don't get the Shred, right? It's about 300k, which is what they were getting in the footage. All right, technically, this is average damage, so when it crits, it'll be a little bit higher because we don't have a 100 crit rate. Like, this makes sense. This is reasonable, and yeah, but yeah, no, like, yeah, no. Like, yeah, no. Actually, motion value is actually a little bit higher because there's also the fucking Pale Him bonus that's plus 217.6. Yeah, I guess this doesn't get increased by EM multiplier actually, but it doesn't actually go into the motion value, right? Yeah, it does crit, but it doesn't get increased by EM. Okay, yeah, so I'm 100% convinced that times 2.8 is fake. I'm just not gonna be assuming it. So let's take a look at a few teams. First, we take a look at right on Hyper weapon. We give her. Do we give her Black Marrow Lantern? Is that actually the best weapon for her, or do we just go Fav? Or just go the event weapon? I think you'd rather just use this though. Yeah, we're gonna use the event weapon. We go Flaw and we go Double Emblem, or we go New Set and then Deepwood Emblem. Let's try both. Let's start with New Set, I guess. So we have 24 Lunar Bloom from weapon. For now, we're looking at the event weapon instead. I'm not sure which one's gonna be better. I guess we can look at the craftable instead. Probably better. You're probably right. 60 again from the set. One Nullcry unit. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, fuck the set, dude. We're not using the set. I can't be bothered. We're just putting her on Deepwood. Is Aino bad here? Yeah, Aino's just a dog shit unit. We're gonna be not thorough then. We're gonna assume 30% damage percent average because I can't be bothered. We go from 9k DPS to 10k DPS. Thank goodness. Doesn't she directly buff the damage of Hyperbloom? Yes, but she doesn't trigger Hyperbloom, so that's not accounted for yet. Well, let's do Singto. We're gonna skip Raiden for now. This is a team where you go Fav Singto, where you build him full damage, and then you go damage weapon Elon full damage, right? Yeah, 120k. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic for number of Hyperblooms. Maybe it's more like 27, 110k. I don't think it's less than that though. Hyperbloom 2 just dropped. I want to see the team. This is Lauma, Raiden, Singto, Yelan. So it's a current double Hydro Hyperbloom, but with Lauma instead of Nahida. This is 3 to 4 times more DPS than Nahida? No, not even close. What do you mean? The Nahida one sims a little bit below 100k, but that's because the sims are kind of scamming Hyperbloom assumptions. In practice, it calcs around like 85 plus K. How would Inefa compare? The biggest problem is I don't know how good your lunar charge uptime is in an Inefa team, but we can try. Actually, that's not the biggest problem. It's one of the many problems. I also have no fucking clue what stat assumptions to use, but Inefa does enable you to use a new sets. The problem is I don't even know if that's something you want to do. Because like in this team, right? Who goes on which new set? Inefa on the damage set? I mean, the crit doesn't help Hyperbloom, and that's going to be the majority of her damage. Is that really better than Flaw? Maybe by a little bit, but you need to be on field to proc it, so it won't be better than Flaw. On the support set, I mean, sure, but you could have someone else on the support set, so you don't really want her on it. Lauma, you could give the carry set, but the carry set, like, while good, isn't that insane, because Lauma's personal damage isn't that insane, right? And if you put Lauma on the carry set, you gotta ditch Emblem from Singto. Are you getting the moon stacks on this team? In this one, you're just not. You accept that you don't have the high moon phase, but it doesn't matter, because Lauma only cares for the high moon phase for her own damage and for, like, enabling the sets, but the sets aren't that good, and her personal damage isn't that good in these teams, so it doesn't matter that much. This team, we probably go Kitane, yeah? Or do we go carry set Lauma, flop Inefa, support set Singto, Deepwood Yelan? Dude, I don't know! I hate that idea so much. Holy TC, yeah. We get, like, no attack on Inefa here. For now, we'll go Gilded. Set 1, Gilded Dreams. Set 2, Deepwood. Yeah, this is dog shit. Cool. I forgot the 6% of total attack here. The 90k. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is not the best combination of sets, honestly. Yeah. Flop is slightly better than Gilded on Inefa. Then, did I not add the 120 EM? I didn't. I'm an idiot. Wait, also, I gotta do these things. Forgot to probably change the lunar charge damage, but anyways, 48.6. You're taking Lauma EM from first Calcs everywhere? Oh yeah, you're right. That doesn't change much though. I guess it does change a little bit actually. I want to unlock it. Okay, get this down by 1 so I can write the sets here as well. Lauma, Deepwood, Raiden, Flop, Singto, Emblem, Yelan, Emblem. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What if you say fuck Emblem on Singto for 60 EM for the new support set and 10 Lunar Bloom damage? That's better. Okay. Even at 60 EM, it's already better. That's crazy. The carry set won't be better here, though. Because the 60 EM is something that buffs the damage of your actual team's carry, which is Raiden. Whereas the carry set on Lauma, yeah. What about Instructor? I don't think it's better. Village versus Cookie. Depends on how your rotations are done. Cookie rotations are so much harder to do well. I hate them. But if you sim it perfectly, it's probably not that far behind. Because you're gated more by the speed of your core generation than you are by the speed at which you hit the cores. So slightly slower Electro isn't that big of a deal if it's full uptime. Inefa has much slower Electro though, which is why it's not as good. Is the best force slump other than Elon? That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it's just Nahida. Official, maybe? Who knows? I know's just so ass, man. One high drop every 2 seconds is just so fucking pathetic. Okay, we gotta figure out what we do here. So Lauma, Nilo, Singto, Baiju is probably what I'd default to with on-field either Lauma or Baiju. Probably Lauma. You can make sure you hold E every 12 seconds reliably. I think Baiju on set 2, Lauma on Deepwood, Nilo on 2-piece, and Singto on flop is what you want. No. Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure what your aura would look like with this team. Maybe this is too much Hydro and Singto doesn't have enough ownership. Why not Farina if we have a healer already? Because Singto's a lot more damage than Farina in this team. It's not even close. I know it's cope as fuck here. Maybe we don't do flop. Kokomi Nahida. Guys, stop recommending teams that are worse than what I'm trying to calc right now, okay? Maybe you put Singto on set 2 and Baiju on flop, or Baiju on Deepwood, Lauma on Gilded. Actually, wait, that I'm getting inspired. Baiju on Instructor. No, Baiju on set 2, Singto on Instructor. Because I don't know if you get AR requirements with Baiju on Instructor, and we kind of want healing on him. Okay, Lauma definitely does not go for the craftable. She goes for the other one. She goes for the event catalyst for 405 EM. That's a lot. That's single target Nilo. But I might be completely off mark. I need to see some proper, like, rotation footage to be confident. But here's the problem, okay? You self DPS for about 4k. Baiju heals enough. 83k self damage per rotation. Dendro shields. I mean, they're small. They're pretty small, man. Doesn't Singto reduce? Nope. It does not. Singto doesn't reduce transformative damage. It's not 1-to-1 and his heal is AoE. Only the skill heal, not the burst heal. I'm gonna just Siwan Lauma heal. I mean, in this team, Siwan Lauma would be healing around 7k every 2 seconds, which isn't actually enough to offset the self-damage. That's funny. I mean, that plus iframes from using your burst at the right time might be enough, but I don't know. Can the blooms crit you? No, they can't. So I guess it's a little bit less self-damage. That's true. Oh, weapon is Baiju on? I think right now I just have him on Fav. You could have him on something else, though. Okay, if we assume that you get about 20 instead with 12-8, right? That's 12-16, 8-4, and 16, 4-12, right? You're at 88k instead. And I don't know. I don't know how realistic these things are. I need to see some footage of Lauma app in these teams. Why is Nilo base attack 15k? Nilo's not an attack scaler, she's an HP scaler, and I'm not gonna write 4 additional lines just for that. How good is Lauma? Lauma honestly looks like, as of 6.0 release, she's gonna be the strongest 6.0 character. She's strong, yeah. The thing is, Lauma, unlike Flynn's, fits in already good archetypes, right? How good is Lauma for Nilo? Very good. Like, when I did this thing, right? If we replace Lauma for Nahida, right? In this team with the assumptions of, what was that? 20 blooms total, right? If we replace Lauma for Nahida, we don't actually get more EM on anyone other than Nahida herself, right? Because that's your on-fielder. Nahida personal damage is lower than Lauma's personal damage, right? Like, you basically just don't have the lunar charge bullshit. And we don't have this thing. We don't have the 1.15 either, and we don't have the shred, right? This is Nahida, this is Lauma. And if you have more blooms, right, you have like 25, right? Your team DPS to that, around 105k instead. Right, but like, look at the fucking difference, man. Like 65% more team DPS. All right, if you look at the current Nilo sims, right? Nilo, Nahida, Singtel. But yeah, this is like free to play single target Nilo, like 57k-ish, right? 57k-ish, 54k. No, that's 2 target number, yeah. So 58k, 54k. Right, but like this is more or less where the stronger ones hover, right? Lauma instead of Nahida, if you're not struggling with Dendrop, which these teams kind of aren't, it's just outright like over 60% more team DPS. That being said though, do keep in mind that it's still a massive grain of salt for now. What about Lauma plus Nahida? What's the point of that? Nilo, Nahida, Kokomi, Lauma. Why Kokomi, Nahida instead of Singto Baiju? You get more reactions with Singto Baiju, and Baiju's healing is so much more comfortable than Kokomi's healing. Maybe the Kokomi one is slightly better in AoE, but good luck not dying in AoE with that team, by the way. Alright, when I was looking at the self-damage, that was assuming single target, right? You're like probably over 7k self-DPS in AoE. Full healing Kokomi doesn't out-heal that, by the way. Yeah, just play Baiju, basically. No, Baiju can Yaya work? Maybe. Probably fine, at least. We'll definitely keep going with the League TC tomorrow. Might take a look at some Virgin stuff, although I don't know how much I care about that.
Goose on the loose!
Yeah!
Goose on the loose!
Goose on the loose!